Hello, back again with another video. I hope all is well with you beautiful people on this beautiful day. All is well with me. We're going to go ahead and jump into this video. Hold on. If anything resonates with you, let me know. You can let me know by hitting that like button, share, and subscribe. And if that hype button is illuminated, go ahead and hype your girl. Thank you. So I went to get my nails done, right? I got them done. Oh my goodness. I want to say, sometimes I lose track of the day. So today is Saturday. So I got them done. When did I want to say Monday. Look. Broke. I mean, I'm happy my nail bed looked good, but it's broke. What's that? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days. It came off yesterday. I'm like, what the fuck? Man, listen. And I'm not going to tell you how much money I spent on these motherfuckers. Any woman out there knows it's the cat out with the chrome. Okay? Yeah. You know what it is. What the fuck? How does one come off? Yeah, okay. But we're supporting each other. All right. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and it was hard as hell finding that one. Let me tell you something else about this supporting businesses and this and the third. If you're going to have a business, please have a decent pay system for people to pay you. You know, everybody they don't do Zelle or Zelle and Venmo and all that old shit. Everybody don't do that. Everybody don't cash out. They got real bank accounts, okay? All right? You know what I'm saying? That aren't linked to some, or they don't care to link to all those different entities because there's more risk of, your account being compromised. Jeez Louise. And I'm going to tell you something else. I don't know if you've ever heard of Style Seat, okay? Style Seat is an app that you can use to locate a stylist, a nail tech, or whatever you're looking for as far as, maintenance. You can go to Style Seat in any city, any state, and look for what you want. Well, in the current state that I reside in, that I'm leaving in a few weeks, that state didn't have any artist of color listed on it in my state. Not one. When I Googled nail art, not one came up. See, that's another thing. We don't want to advertise. We don't want to invest in advertisement so people can reach us. Sometimes you got to put yourself on somebody's platform. And I'm not talking Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, because everybody don't look at those platforms. You know what I'm saying? There's some professional ways to advertise your business and that. And then I got to think of it like, if you're doing Zelle and Venmo, is that a legit? I mean, like, to me, it should be an established business with a business name and a business account where all you gotta do is tap your card, whether it's you tapping your card to their phone or whatever, and it pay just like that. But that wasn't the case. And I mean, like, come on, y'all. We got to do better. We want to support each other. I'm trying as hard as I can to support each other. And that's not saying I'm actively participating in anybody's boycott. I'm not saying that. I'm not implying that I'm actively participating in any boycott. What I am saying is that I tried to support a certain industry and I came up with nothing. And that's sad. We got to do better. I'm going to talk all this shit about not supporting certain individuals, but we're not doing anything to make sure that we're supporting each other, or we can do better. Controversy, drama, scandal, truth coming out. Well, I just spoke some truth, okay? That couldn't be avoided, all right? Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into it. You heard what I said. Stop talking all that shit if you can't back it up. Now, most states like Texas, and Georgia, Michigan, those large states, they have an abundance of certain, you know, demographic of doing certain things, but not in most states, not in those small towns. No, they don't. And that's sad because it shouldn't take for something like this for us to realize we're not providing service that we like to our own. So don't go talking about people, please. Leave me alone, and I don't care. I might lose some subscribers, and if that's the case, oh well. I'll get more back. But I'm not getting ready to, I can't. Yeah, I need to do better. Do better. That's all I can say. Do better. Let's see what we got. We're going to go ahead and take about 5. And then we're going to go on from there. Someone's feeling like they got some unfinished business, collective. Ooh, we're going to see what it is. Okay. Somebody wants to reconcile. They said, we got some unfinished business, boo. We ain't over. This is not. And I'm not taking all those. You can kiss my ass. It's too many cards. I'm trying not to fuck up this whole setup I got. I'm telling you, I gotta rig it. My son gonna come in here the other morning, last night, because he was getting ready to give his son his little dinner or whatever. And he sets him up in this little room. He like to sit, my grandson like to sit in this little reclining chair in this room and eat his little dinner or snacks or whatever, right? So my son said, where is King's table? I looked at, I ain't say shit. I just laughed to myself. I said, first of all, it's my table. Okay. I'm letting King use it while I'm not here. But I didn't. It was funny though. Yeah. Yeah. And my son is a Scorpio with no sense of humor, so that's why another reason why I didn't say it. Because I'm a Gemini with a slick mouth, and it would have turned into something crazy, and everything I say would have went straight the fuck over his head. So I'm not getting ready. I wasn't getting ready to go back and forth. Yeah, I'm not getting ready to go back and forth. Somebody ain't got caught doing some dirty work. Now they want to goddamn come back, see those secrets, and caught up with their ass. You see what I'm saying? What's done in the dark, boo, always come to the light. You got to know that. What's done in the motherfucking dark is going to eventually come back to light. Somebody could have had pictures of somebody. Okay. Anyway, yeah, somebody could have put a private detective on you. Been like, follow him. Follow her. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's see what this is. Falling out on these secrets. Stalking, hanging up, unknown numbers. If you aren't talking to this person, you may have blocked them or whatever. Now they trying to goddamn call you from unknown numbers and this, that, and the third. Whoever this person is walking around with egg on their face. They're ashamed because they the truth and it came out. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to do some sneaky shit, hiding. He said it was done in the dark. That closet was hidden in the closet. Those skeletons gonna fall out one day, and it seemed like to me, for somebody they have. Controversy was at the bottom of this deck when that's why I said the truth is coming out about a situation. You could have found out the truth about a situation, and it's centered around drama and scandal. Yeah. Somebody could have lost the job. The universe said, well, we got to give you a little bit more information here. Someone could have lost the job. Or they could be, somebody could have got locked up. Those look like bars to me. I'm just going to keep it 1,000. See, look, right underneath secretive, truth coming out was done in the dark. Somebody been found out. They got unfinished business right now. They feel like they got unfinished business with you and they want to reconcile. And look, they really want to reconcile. Reconciliation is on this card, followed by reconciliation. They wish they could resolve y'all issues, get back together, but I don't think that's going to happen. For some odd reason, y'all, I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, you're going to have to deal with some karma first. And let me tell you something I told you not too long ago. I said that sometimes we can meet someone and be perfectly compatible with that individual, but something will happen in the universe. You get that introduction, and then you get pulled away. And you know why you're being pulled away? Because that person is still facing some karma. The universe is going to allow you to get that on you. So whatever karma that person is dealing with, they're going to deal with that on their own, because you didn't have anything to do with them doing whatever it was to get in that situation to bring this negative karma on them. You weren't around. You didn't have anything to do with them. But if you decide to move forward with this individual and not pause this situation, whatever karma they got on them, it's gonna affect you too. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's get 2 more cards, please, since the universe said no. 5 isn't enough this time, Miss Banks. 5 isn't enough this time, babe. We're gonna have to go ahead and look, pop up. Somebody gonna pop up. Surprise visit. Trying to bear gifts, trying to win you back. They think if they buy you shit, that's gonna get you back. Collective. Are you a material girl or a material guy? We got envy, a hater, spiteful, jealous. Yeah. Whoever this person is that's calling you from these unknown numbers, they could be envious of you, jealous. Jealous of the fact that you're not stuck on their ass. Jealous of the fact that you know how to move on. They don't want you to move on. They don't want you to be in the energy of even being able to move on from them. They're a hater. Somebody's being real spiteful too. Let's go ahead and use this deck right here and see what we got. We're going to go ahead and get into this reading. Is not going to be long. I'm also going to let you know now, so don't. Somebody wants to be friends with benefits. That's all they see this as. Friends with benefits. Let's see what else. Let's see what the heck else is going on. Okay, we're going to split. All they saw this was as a hookup. I'm telling you, I'm here for a good time, not a long time, baby. They're here for a friends with benefits, a hookup. Benched. Damn. I'll give you just enough attention to keep you around as a backup option. That's what this individual is doing. They're pretending to like you. They are pretending to like you. They could have been pretending all the while. What else? Look. Mixed signals. Last one we had, it was mind games. Mixed signals. This individual, this is the majority of what's taking place in this situation. No matter what else comes out, this person's been pretending. They keep you waiting. They don't come around until they want to be bothered with you. Okay? Yep. What else? Red flags. They were all over the place. You knew this person wasn't right. The universe kept telling you to stop. The universe kept trying to tell you that this person was unstable. Did you listen? Are you listening? Will you listen now? Okay. After all this that you've seen from this individual, are you willing to listen now? This person doesn't, it's like it's easier to pretend everything is okay rather than confront the truth that they really don't like you. I mean, like, for real. They faking. If they come back around talking about they want a reconciliation, you know what? They could have been using you for something, whether it was housing, a car, hell, help paying a bill or bills. It wasn't genuine. They just wanted you for whatever you could provide. Once that was done and over with, And whoever this is, let me tell you something. I'm picking up on somebody that could have said, okay, I need to use this person. Like, say, okay, say for instance, this person's trying to pay off their car. Okay. So they say, I'm going to stay with this individual for X amount of time, say 6 months. By 6 months, I'll have my car paid off. Well, they could be at month 4, and they picking up on the fact that they're not being genuine, they're not sincere. You could pick up on the fact that they're pretending. Maybe you overheard a conversation or a comment they made, and you got to thinking about it and everything. I'm telling you, something that was said made you perk up your ears and was like, hold up, this motherfucker playing me. You understand what I'm saying? And they could have been trying to, the money that they were saving, living with you, of course they can bring little gifts every now and then, perfume or cologne or, tickets to a concert or whatever, they ain't paying no real bills. Only thing this individual could have been up in there doing was maybe paying some utilities, if that, while you were carrying everything else. So they should have had enough time and money to pay off whatever debt they had and smooth things over every now and then with a gift. You should have been paying attention, because some of those gifts were really nice. And if they could afford to give you those such gifts, then they should have been able to contribute more than what they were. Let's go ahead and jump into this tarot real quick so we can get out of there. Anyway, tarot, let me tell you something. As long as it's a fair exchange, there's no foul. It gets to be foul when one person is clearly doing more than the other. That's when it becomes a foul. Yeah. That's when it's foul. When the scales aren't balanced, okay, that's when it's foul. But as long as the scales are balanced, then okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it real quick so we can wrap this horse and pony show up. I hope you are enjoying your day, your weekend, whatever day it is that you see this video. Look, moving on. Getting the hell up through the Chariot. It's time to go. It's time for somebody to bounce. It's time for somebody to say, okay, I'm coming up off the bench. I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Or, yeah, I'm coming up off the bench, but you getting the hell up out of here. And that ain't nothing but the truth. You said, I'm not getting ready to deal with this. I don't have to. What else? Look. Ace of Wands. Yeah. Some big changes are coming on the way because you realize that this individual is pretending, playing games with you, collective. Yeah. You getting ready to flip this whole script on this individual. So, this individual, I'm going to put it to you this way because I don't see this as an Ace of Wands in the positive. I see Ace of Wands in the negative fit in this scenario. Just because it didn't come out that way, I still believe the energy of it is because it's pretending, unfinished business, and this individual being telling you, the universe is telling you to be prepared for delays and setbacks. Whoever this person is could have said they were going to be out in 6 months, and here the 6-month mark is, and they still lingering. They still, because you know what? They said, okay, I paid that off. Let me see what else I can pay off. They just trying to push your buttons. They trying to press that boundary. You understand what I'm saying? They pretending. Some of them could be pretending they can't find a place. They can't do this. They can't do that. But all the while they can. They in that negative ass Ace of Wands energy. I'm going to tell you that right now. And right now you're drained. You're drained of the energy. You're drained of this individual. You know, it's like you're just sick and tired of this individual. You are. Every time you turn around, they got a different proposition. Can we do this? Can I do this? Can we, let's try this or whatever. You over it. You over it. Because like I said, they can start off on track and then get distracted. Look, the Magician. They start off on track and then they get distracted. They don't stay focused. They can't stay focused. What else is this? I didn't see this card fall. It's the star. Now, those are two major arcana cards that fell out on reconciliation and mixed signals. And if we look at this magician, let me see. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What we were saying is mismanagement of money, not holding on, not doing what they were supposed to do, um, not keeping their word. We got boredom. Somebody is bored with a situation too, man. They are really like, this person get on your nerves. But if we look at this magician in the star and the energy that it is, and that's no, 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 no. This person can't manifest me like they are really abusing the privilege. That's what I'm gonna say. They are really abusing the privilege, and you see them mismanaging money because every time you turn around, they got a gift for you. They got something for you. Why aren't you moving? Don't spend that money on me. Don't take that money and buy me gifts. Take that money and get it together for a deposit and some rent, bro, sis, whoever you are. You're definitely done with this individual. You heard that train. Isn't it ironic, guys? At home, I'm near a train, and here I'm near a train. And it just seemed like that. I'm always, throughout my life, I've noticed I've lived near places that had trains near me, close to my residence. I don't know what that is. I have to pay attention to that next time I go shopping around for a place to stay. No train tracks, please. No train tracks, please. Yeah, somebody's in a lot of regret for how they treated you emotionally, physically, financially, the whole nine, spiritually. They are in a lot of regret. They're going to regret because, see, they thought that them gifts was going to shut you up. But they're not. You see this? What is this? Eight of Pentacles. You would appreciate this individual focusing on their finances. You would appreciate this person focusing on whatever the fuck they got to do to get the hell up out of your existence. Yeah, because sometimes it distracts you. Their laziness, they back, it's distractive to you. Where this person is, they lack ambition, and they could be lazy, and they lack focus. They don't focus. They have a hard time focus. They see unstable. And whoever this person is calling you, like somebody's been calling your phone. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be this person that you're dealing with, but you got an unknown caller. And whoever this unknown caller is, you know what I just picked up? That person could be trying to call you to tell you about this person that you're dealing with. You've been avoiding answering a call. Somebody keep calling you and they're calling you from different numbers. I'm going to suggest that you answer the phone because that individual is going to have some very good information for you. Sometimes we have these situations where people get scammed. They meet younger people, or they like say, okay, I use a situation where an older gentleman, he meet a young lady, he's lonesome, he's lonely, so he take up time with this woman. She could have been on hard times, difficult, struggling and everything, don't want to work, just lack skills. So he, let her stay with him for a little while to get on his feet. They're not trying to stay over there to get on their feet. They're trying to make that a permanent situation. For some people, they really was trying to make it a permanent situation. They didn't want to go. They didn't want to, they wanted to be right wherever they were because it was easy. It was easy. It was a simple life. You could have been paying all the bills or whatever, paying the bulk of the bills, and this person was hanging on to whatever money. Or I don't really think this individual that we're looking at. I don't know. It's like they feel as though this is who this individual is. I'm gonna describe this individual. They got a pretty decent job, right? but they can't live the lifestyle that they want to live for real. If they were to take on full responsibility of everything, they wouldn't be able to maintain their little lifestyle. So with that, they go and they mooch off other people. They pretend. They pretend to like you. They pretend to want to be with you, and someone has been trying to contact you to let you know who really who this individual is. We got a lot of different energy on this table. We have Aries, Leo, Sag energy. We have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. We have Taurus, Virgo, Cap energy. We got Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces a couple of times. We also have the Magician is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, I believe, more Gemini. So I'm just saying, somebody is done. The roost is up. You know what I'm saying? The gig is up. You know, they can see right through you. Yeah, they can see right through you. What we got here is the Page of Pentacles. You got to start somewhere. Arrival of bad news or material things. Unexpected changes. Yeah, somebody ain't getting ready to get the fuck out, getting put out. And once again, what's the word on the card? Lazy. You're dealing with a very lazy individual that thought that they could just get up under you and life was going to be smooth, collective. You were going to make all their little woe is me's go away because they could just stay up under you, wine and dine, snooze up, kiss up to you and everything like that. This person could have been bringing in bags for themselves. Maybe they weren't giving you anything. Maybe they were just paying the little bare minimum, doing the bare minimum. And then the next thing you know, they coming in here with Louis Vuitton and whoever the fuck else. And you like, whoa, yo, that money you could have put on a fucking deposit player for a place to stay. I'm picking up on somebody really taking advantage of a situation. That's what I'm picking up on. More than anything. And someone's tired of it. Somebody's been pretending to be broke. They just mismanaged their money. They're not broke. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and end it right there. And if anything about the video resonates with you in any shape, form, or fashion, do like, share, and subscribe. If the hype button is illuminated on the screen, please hit that hype button. Hype your girl up. All right, I'm out of here. Peace, love, and light.